Hello, viewers. Today, let me tell you about a novel, the name of which is The Awakening by Kate Chopin. This novel resembles greatly one of the novel written by a great French writer, Gustave Flaubert, the name of who had written the famous Madame Bovary. Emma Bovary, the heroine and the protagonist of that novel, how she, an ambitious woman, later on she met her fate, how she was doomed. And today, the same thing. There is a great resemblance between these two novels. So, The Awakening by Kate Chopin. Awakening explores, this novel explores one woman's desire to find and live fully within her true self. Her devotion to that purpose causes friction with her friends and family, and also conflicts with the dominant values of her time. So let me tell you about who is she. The name of this protagonist, this woman is Edna Pontelliers. Edna Pontelliers' story take place in 1890s, Louisiana, within the upper class Creole society. Edna, her husband Leonce, and their two children are vacationing for the summer on Grand Island, an island just off the Louisiana shore near New Orleans. They are staying at a pension, a sort of boarding house where each family has their own cottage but eat together in a main dining hall. Also staying at the pension is the Retignolles family. Madame Retignol is a close friend of Edna's, although their philosophies and attitude toward child rearing differ fundamentally. Madame Retignol is the epitome of a mother's woman, gladly sacrificing a distinct personal identity to devote her entire being to the care of her children, husband, and household. In contrast to Madame Retignolle's character is the Mademoiselle Rees, a brilliant pianist also vacationing on the Grand Isle. Although Mademoiselle Rees offended almost everyone with her brutal assessment of others, she likes Edna and they become friends. Mademoiselle Rees' piano performance stirs Edna deeply, awakening her capacity for passion, discovery that Edna undertakes almost accidentally that summer. Another Grand Isle vacationer is the young and charming Robert LeBron. Robert devotes himself each summer season to a different woman, a womanizer, usually married, a sort of mock romance that no one takes seriously. This summer, Edna is the object of his attention. As Edna begins the process of identifying her true self, the self that exists apart from the identity she maintained as a wife and mother. Robert unknowingly encouraged her by indulging her emerging sensuality. Unexpectedly, Robert and Edna become intense, infatuated with each other by summer's end. The sudden seriousness of his romantic feeling for her compels him to follow through on his oft stated intention to go to the Mexico to seek his fortune. Edna is distraught at his departure, remaining obsessed with long after she and her family have returned to New Orleans. She and her family, as a result of her continuing process of self discovery, she becomes almost capricious in meeting her desire and needs, no longer putting appearances first. always interested in art, she began spending more time painting and sketching portrait than on the household and social duties. Leonce is shocked by Edna's refusal to obey social convention. He consults Dr. Mandelet, an old family friend, who advises Leonce to leave Edna alone and allow her to get this odd behavior out of her system. Edna continues her friendship with Mademoiselle Rees and the pregnant Madame Retignol. Mademoiselle Rees receives letter from Robert, which she allows Edna to read. Meanwhile, as a result of her awakening, sexually, Edna has an affair with Elsie Arobin, a notorious womanizer. Her heart remains with Robert, however, and she is delighted to learn that he is soon returning to New Orleans. She has grown ever more distant from Leonce and also became a much better artist, selling some of her work through her art teacher. These sales provide her a small income. So while Leonce and children are out of town, she decides to move out of the mansion this year and into a tiny rental house nearby called the Pigeon House for its small size. Much of her distress she encounters Robert accidentally when he comes to visit Mademoiselle Rees. While Edna happens to be there, she is heard that he did not seek her out as soon as he returned. Over the next week, he tries to maintain emotional and physical distance from Edna because she is a married woman, but she ultimately forces the issue by kissing him, and he confesses his love to her. Edna tries to express to Robert that she is utterly indifferent to the social prohibition that forbids their love. She feels herself to be an independent woman before she can explain herself. However, she is called away to attend Madame Retignol's labor and delivery, at the end of which Madame Retignol asks Edna to consider the effect of her adulterous action on her children. Edna is greatly disturbed to realize that her little boys will be deeply hurt if she leaves Leonce for another man. To this point, she had considered only her own desire. When she returns to the pigeon house, Robert is gone, having left a goodbye note. Crushed, she decides to kill herself, realizing that she cannot return to her former life with Leonce, but is also unwilling to hurt her children personally or socially with the stigma of divorce or open adultery. The next morning, she travels alone to the Grand Isle, announces that she is going swimming, and drowns herself. So, this is the tragic end of Edna, the heroine of this novel, The Awakening. It is a strange success time. So, a scandalous woman, in particular, she achieves a certain realism in her character of mixture of flaws and she's too real. Reader found it too sad. She must kill herself to finally elude society demand that she be a mother first and woman being second. And she feels that she wants to be a liberated woman. She wants to become an independent woman, but the norms and the social duty and the family obligation did not allow her to move on freely. At the end, she ends up at suicide. I think you will enjoy this novel, The Awakening. This is by Kate Chopin. I hope you will enjoy. Thank you very much.